Tonight's match is presented by Estrella Jalisco. Estrella Jalisco, reach for a star.
Welcome to the pre-match show presented by the Brian Birds Home Selling Team. Score the best deal on a home with the Brian Birds Home Selling Team. Visit brianbirds.com or call 915-751-1500.
It's a must-win tonight for El Paso Locomotive FC. Black kits for the final home match of the regular season. This behind-the-scenes moment brought to you by GECU. A cold October night in El Paso. Locomotive FC looking for a win against Orange County SC to keep their playoff hopes alive. Welcome to Southwest University Park. Duke Keith alongside Heidi Mocha. As always, is Locomotive FC looking to make a quick rebound after that 4-1 loss on Wednesday. And Heidi, a Locomotive, it's a must-win for them. They've got to win tonight, and they need help from other teams in the West.
So it's a quick turnaround for sure, and sometimes that works best after a tough loss. You need to move on, focus on the next match, and not dwell on it. El Paso needs a good performance tonight, and they need to beat Orange County. And you know that message was delivered loud and clear tonight.
But once again, they will need help from other teams in the West as we take a look at the standings. Let's take a look at those Western Conference standings. Rival New Mexico United, one to watch. They had their Wednesday match against LA Galaxy 2 get postponed due to weather and unsafe conditions. On Sunday, they take on San Diego Loyal. Two very important results pending. Rio Grande Valley at home versus Phoenix Rising. And lastly, Oakland in action all the way across the nation at Hartford. They pick up the full 3 points there.
It's amazing how competitive the West has been this season, with only San Antonio really picking up a ton of points. To your point, Duke, we'll see what happens with New Mexico. The end of their season will turn into multiple matches for them in a short amount of time. RGV taking on a rising team coming off back-to-back wins, and even though Phoenix hasn't been what we're used to this year, you know they will play hard. So many teams fighting for those final spots, and it's out of El Paso's control. So play well tonight, hope for results to fall your way, and get ready for Tampa Bay next Wednesday.
A lot to play for tonight. Last regular season home game, and it's a big one. Locomotive FC versus Orange County SC. Starting lineups next.
Thank you for watching the pre-match show presented by the Brian Birds Home Selling Team. Score the best deal on a home with the Brian Birds Home Selling Team. Visit brianbirds.com or call 915-751-1500.
Southwest Chiropractic, serving El Paso area and relieving pain for more than 20 years. Not only do we treat auto, sports, and work-related injuries, but we also treat scoliosis, sciatica, back pain, disc injuries, chronic pain treatment, and we even manage stress. At Southwest Chiropractic, our patients are seen the same day. We provide gentle and effective care, and we accept most insurances. Schedule your appointment today and let us relieve your pain with 3 convenient locations in El Paso. Southwest Chiropractic, your health is our well-being. Call us today, 915-581-9619.
Football season is here, and our tailgate fiesta is going on now at Casa Ford.
That means getting you behind the wheel of a new Ford F-150.
We're your all-pro pick for a great selection of new Ford trucks and SUVs.
And build your own Ford online and custom order from Casa today. Get your Ford your way.
Plus, bring in your trade and we'll pay you up to $1,000 over Kelley Blue Book value. Our tailgate fiesta is going on now at Casa Ford, home of the nice guys. Yeah!
Reflecting on the road we traveled can reveal the intricate details of who we are. We emerged from a hopeful beginning that sprouted a young and honorable idea, being there for each other. Every story, every voice, every face, every handshake shaped who we'd become. You were the beginning of everything. You've always been at the core of people helping people. And the journey continues on. We're with you. Thank you for 90 years.
We love El Paso, and we love our hometown heroes like the one and only Aaron Jones.
Hey guys, I do love playing in Green Bay, but I do miss my hometown.
We love watching you play. You inspired us to make our new car financing as fast as you.
Nothing's as fast as me.
Get 1.9% financing on most new Nissans, plus no payments for 90 days.
Casa Nissan, how I drive in the 915.
Yeah!
Welcome, everybody, downtown El Paso, Texas, as the smoke clears and the rain falls on a chilly October evening in the, well, quote-unquote Sun City. Duke Keith along with Heidi Mocha as we take a look at the starting lineups tonight. An absolute must-win, as we pointed out, for Locomotive FC. Orange County SC is out of playoff contention. But as we take a look at El Paso's starting lineup, you will notice missing is the birthday boy Yuma tonight. Also, good to see Diego Abarca in the starting lineup. Joel Maldonado on the bench tonight. A couple of academy players, but they will need Diego Abarca's creativity to make things work, Heidi.
Yeah. It'll be nice to see kind of how they work together in the midfield. But Garcia in there, we like to see him in there. He helps push the pace of the game. And then in the middle, with Yuma's outage, we got Boehner in there. So step in to fill Yuma's leadership with another veteran.
The defending USL Cup champion Orange County SC, they'll be without a very, very large presence. Milan Ilaski, the Golden Boot leader in the USL, 22 goals, out with yellow card accumulation. That is a huge loss for Orange County and head coach Richard Chaplow. But this is a team that's been dealt a lot of blows this season.
Yeah. I mean, they still have their midfield, is solid in directing their attack, and they have a pretty good target up there with Akoli. He did score that winning PK in the 2020 Western Conference Finals. So look for them to control the midfield, try to control the midfield, and find him up top.
Abarca, Locomotive coming at you. We're trying to. Abarca picking up a quick foul. Wonderful scene of the teenager. He turned 17 in June. While he was 16, in his time on the Pinners' top 10, his first professional goal, and an absolutely gorgeous strike. Incredible to be able to do that when you're 16.
Absolutely. I mean, he'll remember that forever, but I'm sure he's hoping to have a long career with more to add to that highlight reel.
We take a look at our referee tonight, Callan Radosov in the middle. Assistant referees Callie Smith and Melissa Beck. Two females on the lines tonight, and Melvin Rivas is your fourth official. Well won, and here's Garcia. Aaron Gomez gives it off the bar. The rebound, Abarca off the side netting. Great opportunities. Chris Garcia applauding the effort. And a couple of huge openings for Aaron Gomez.
Yeah, Locomotive comes out shooting. I mean, pushing the pace of the game, trying to get that ball in. And, I do feel like Gomez has been, robbed by the round goalpost several times this season. Those round goalposts have not been kind. But what a strike by him on his favorite left foot. I mean, whew.
All-time leading goal scorer for this Locomotive team. Man who was on loan for 3 seasons from El Paso's sister club, Ciudad Juarez, FC Juarez Bravos, who are in the Liga MX playoffs for the first time ever. Best of fortunes to them. A couple of former Bravos on this roster, including Eder Borelli, who will throw the ball in here. Eder Borelli at one point captained the Bravos team. The Irishman, Richie Ryan, nice touch out by Lucho. And off to the races, Abarca tries a first-time ball, and he's going to win a corner. Bright start for the 17-year-old.
Yeah, I think he is going to be, he's been a key right now already in that midfield for Locomotive. And I mentioned in the last match, I called him Dylan-esque, kind of like Maris. I mean, he has the ability to control that ball in tight spaces and find options under pressure.
We'll get to the Texas Tech health report here in a little bit. Unfortunately, Dylan Maris continues to be a part of that. Out it comes to Aaron Gomez, couldn't make anything of it. And out for a goal kick. Not a poorly taken cross there from Richie Ryan.
No, and Locomotive's on the other end of it. That I like seeing kind of just their pace, their commitment, the urgency to get the ball into dangerous places in that attacking part of the field.
German keeper Patrick Rakowski. I got caught by the breeze, which is stiff and from the southeast, it looks like. We are expecting rain in the forecast. You saw some of the drops cutting in. Let's take a look at our Casa Auto Group keys to the game. What are you looking for tonight, Heidi?
Well, first we need to deny service into the box. So Paso defenders need to make sure that they don't allow Orange County strikers to get the ball at their feet for a good shot on target. They are, as we mentioned, without their league-leading goal scorer, Milan Ilaski, but they are still dangerous. Then Locomotive needs to convert on chances, which we like to say over and over, shots on target. We've seen multiple times throughout the year El Paso will get solid opportunities to get a goal, but they need to maximize those chances and then play with urgency. You've got different guys in the lineup. You hope to see them come out with a determined mindset. Who wants it more? Look for Chris Garcia. We've already seen him. Lucho, seen him get a touch, and Aaron Gomez getting touches already to continue working hard on the press and setting the tone for the match.
We talked about Yuma's the birthday boy. There to fill his spot is Matt Boehner. Boehner, the Swiss Army knife, one of them of this Locomotive team. And is announcing his retirement at season's end, whenever that might be for Locomotive. We wish him all of the absolute best. What a servant of the club he has been. A great teammate to everybody in the locker room, and you plug him in anywhere on the pitch, he makes an impact.
Yeah, he has definitely been a valuable member to Locomotive, and I mean that's what you see. You see his just like willingness to do whatever is needed for the team, and he's done it well.
Let's head down to Rachel Phillips, the third member of our broadcast team, as Matt Boehner throws the ball in. She's got a little more info on the Ohioan. Rachel.
Yeah, guys, you talk about Maddie Boehner filling in at any spot, and we saw that again this season, playing right back for most of the season. Not his preferred position, but Hutch has said time and time again that Maddie knows he's just going to do what's best for the team, and that's exactly what he did this season. Also a great guy off the field. Throughout the season, he played for Pride. His brother is in the LGBTQI+ community, and Matt used his platform here as a soccer player to promote the inclusion of the LGBTQI+ community. So Maddie, not only a great player on the field, but also a great person off of it, and someone the Locomotive will truly miss.
Thanks for that report, Rachel. And we did see, of course, Matt Boehner really step it up during Pride Week. Wonderful to have him a part of this team for 3+ seasons. I think he came in at the end of the first campaign for this Locomotive team. Didn't see a whole lot of playing time, but worked his way into the lineup under Mark Lowry, and now, of course, under John Hutchinson.
Yeah, and like we had said, I don't think him playing right back was where he envisioned his role for this year, and now center and wherever else they've put him, but he has stepped up when he was needed. And
here's Liam Rose trying to flick it into the middle for Eric Calvillo. Lucho, that's a good thought. Tries to apply some pressure, but Rakowski gives it a ride. And as you point out, Milan Ilaski, 22 goals. That is a precipitous drop to their next leading goal scorer, who was on the bench tonight, Eric Cubo Torres, the Liga MX and Major League Soccer veteran. But it's not too big a drop off when you get to Correde Usundina and Ugo Okole. Physical forwards, and I would think for Richard Chaplow, watching tape from that Colorado Springs Switchbacks match, that is perhaps why those two are up front.
possibly some speed.
A little speed, maybe. But it is a must win. Oakland Roots winning 3-1 on the road at Hartford today. Going all the way across the nation is difficult enough to be able to pick up 3 points. Very impressive for the Roots, who seem to find a way to turn it on when they absolutely need to have results. But that puts them in the driver's seat. Locomotive in must-win territory. And Newton way off his line here. coming from Villanueva. Orange County out of the playoff picture, the defending USL Cup champions and former team of Eric Calvillo, who is stepping into a playmaker's role along with Diego Abarca. In the absence of Dylan Maris. We'll talk about that in a little bit. There's a foul. Speaking of Calvillo, left a little extra in. Tony Rocha, native of Spring, Texas, takes a seat. Orange County out of the playoff picture, but certainly ready to play tonight. Slow dipping ball that's taken by Gomez, and that'll bounce over the byline. And it'll be a corner kick coming. First of the night for Orange County.
Lots of love inside that 6-yard box.
Slow and in and almost tipped away. In the end, though, it will come off the head of Osundina. Strike it. Richards. And it'll be a goal kick coming up for Evan Newton. Played quickly to Fox. Nice lead ball, thought. Thrown Gomez off his head and dangerously played back. Orange County under a bit of pressure by El Paso's number 7, but clear the danger. There's Osundina. Osundina here, lays off. Well done by Richie Ryan. Chris Garcia getting a piece. Matt Boehner as well. Coley's around, but Villanueva nowhere to go with that ball. All his angles cut off. That's sent in and it'll be wide, and Matt Boehner wisely lets it roll out. Let's do our Texas Tech nod to the dock as again Diego Abarca in his first start for Locomotive FC for the Academy product, along with Eric Calvillo in the middle. As there you see, Dylan Maris still out, took that knock in training over last weekend. Siobhan still out as well, and Chapa. All three important pieces in their own right.
Right. And you know, coming back slowly, rehabbing, and we'll wait and see how Maris is, if he might be able to make it back to help Locomotive if we can get to the next match and hopefully beyond that.
Speaking of that next match, at Tampa on Wednesday evening, which you can watch on ESPN Deportes. Tampa's already sewn up a playoff spot in the Eastern Conference. Louisville City will be the overall number 1 seed. That's well worked. A little stumble there for Iloski. That's Brian Iloski, not Milan. Yep. That's his brother. What a slide, though. Borelli. Gomez. Touchdown, and Abarca earns the foul. Great work. Dylan Powers mows down the teenager. Diego Abarca not only bright touches, but that slight frame has allowed him to draw a couple of fouls.
I do not like the officials in blue.
It's a little too close to Locomotive.
Yeah, I feel like it's not a stark enough difference. In my
Certainly
personal
versus
opinion,
Orange
I've already
County's.
been like,
right.
And I'm not making a quick decision on who to serve to or defend, you know.
But this is do or die time for Locomotive FC, Heidi. They have to get things done tonight.
Absolutely. I mean, there's no way around it. And they have to have a win.
And help from other teams.
It's tough when you put yourself in that position.
Well,
but that's where they're at.
Certainly John Hutchinson knows that, Rachel. I would imagine the coach has been pretty vocal about the way things have gone after that Wednesday match versus Colorado Springs.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Duke, look, Wednesday's loss, a very tough one to swallow, but John Hutchinson said that it's a loss that can show a lot of character about this team. The quote note this week coming from head coach John Hutchinson, he said, you can go home and blame others, get in small little groups and blame people, or you can look in the mirror and see what we can do better as individuals. And guys, John Hutchinson actually picked tonight's lineup based on who was going to give the biggest reaction, who showed that in training on Thursday and Friday, and showed that they would actually get better, exactly like what John Hutchinson said he wants to see. So will we see a reaction tonight from the Locomotive? We'll just have to wait and see.
Thanks very much, Rachel, indeed. Wait and see, but Eighth Notch isn't waiting. Section 105, they're standing and chanting.
You know, and we had this shared that, you know, we're saying, oh, I hope the players know how big of a deal is it. We hope the coach knows how big of a deal this is. And after the loss the other night, I mean, Hutch was tossing and turning. He was just huffing and puffing in bed, and his wife kicked him out of bed because he just was, you know, disrupting her. I mean, he is taking it seriously. And then he just had to watch, you know, kick his daughter out of bed, and then watching film. So
you kicked his daughter out of bed.
I know. I'm like, needed company, right?
I guess she had the television, which I hear he was watching game film because he couldn't sleep, but goodness.
Yes.
Poor kid. That's a coach who knows what has been at stake.
Yep.
And now
Live
they
and
are
breathe,
not.
You know, wins and losses and draws. I mean, that's the life of being a coach and of being a player. Professionally.
Kate Hutchinson, John's wife, obviously has been a coach's wife for a long while. I know you've been a coach. Your husband is New Mexico State Athletic Director Mario Mocha. You've lived that athletic department and college coaching life.
Yes.
Is professional or college, it doesn't matter. You take it just as
Yeah,
serious.
sports, for some people, it's just they're a fan, spectator. But it's a lot more when you're involved in the game in a different manner.
The foul is going to give Orange County the free kick. The jockeying continues. Out it comes, and it's too long. Incoming service from Seth Kasipley. Over everybody's head. John Hutchinson's upset about something. They didn't put it in play quickly enough. That's going to be a foul. Sundina taken down. So right back to Orange County.
And I know the Locomotive has been one of the league leaders in yellow cards and probably just fouls altogether. But that's been a little thorn, I feel like, in their side this year because they've given up free kicks in dangerous places, and other teams have capitalized on it. You know, there's a little bit of discipline that I feel is lacking.
Because simply, that was service into the box, but Orozco behind the line. Flag goes up. Simply San Diego native. So back home again for him in Southern California. Was a stalwart member of that Reno 1868 squad. Flag is up on the far side against Locomotive. Dueling offsides. Quickly on the restart, here comes Orange County. Down the right wing, service into the box, trying to turn and fire. Nowhere to go for Osundina. Well defended. Iloski, Brian Iloski.
Yeah, good job by Rose to break that up.
Just simply, that's a foul on Orange County.
I like the challenge by Garcia there.
Draws the contact from Partida. There's Locomotive, and here is the restart from Andrew Fox. Game seems to be a little bogged down with fouls on both sides so far, Heidi. It's a good lead ball. Diego Abarca not able to pursue it. neither team really stretching the other a whole lot.
No, not yet.
Well, Locomotive with that, once again, makeshift back line. You've got Andrew Fox and Matt Boehner at center back. Good work here. How about that? Great effort by Aron Gomez, but over the bar it goes.
Yeah, I mean, tonight, the thing is, I think we've seen a version, many versions of the back line. So I think our versatility is strong this year. But tonight so far, I mean, they've done a good job of not really getting caught too exposed, you know what I mean? So they're doing a good job of making it work in Yuma's absence.
Liam Rose put back in that right back position, and something he's done before. Here's Newton to head it into touch. Well, actually, Rose tried to keep it in play. Did not. Throw incoming. Okoli.
Rose has Boehner, the right backs, as his backup, right? The center now.
Backs backing backs. Sent down to Rachel Phillips for more on that back line and what they're looking for tonight from it. Rachel?
Yeah, Duke, we always talk about the impact of Yuma in the back line. His communication, his last-ditch goal-saving tackles, and of course his ability to sneakily get away with things. There's no doubt he's the glue to this team, and in fact, in the Locos' 12 games won this season, he has been in the team every single time. It's a cool stat for Yuma, but not so much for the Locos here tonight. I'm sure even Yuma is hoping they can break that stat and get a win without him for the first time this season. Maddie Boehner, as we've seen, slotting in back there, and as you guys mentioned, they're doing well so far, that makeshift back line.
It's a takedown for Rose. Striker, that is Boehner. As he gets Okoli tied up, and Okoli's going to be whistled for the foul. Insult to injury. Boehner trying to range over. You saw Okoli's being physical as a little too much, and
seems
like 50-50
it seemed like a fairly even tangle up there, but that's where, like you're saying, Okoli, you know, getting taken for being a physically bigger and stronger, and but Boehner was well positioned as a defender. You know, I mean, could have gone either way, I think.
Yellow card on Richie Ryan for that challenge on Dylan Powers. So Ryan issued the yellow in the 22nd minute, and too quick a restart for Orange County. They wanted to get things going, but it has been a stop-start kind of a night. Slow roll. Played out, mishandled. Locomotive able to take advantage and push it out for a throw. It's John Hutchinson looking to keep hope alive for Locomotive FC in his first season as the man in charge. Here's Richards on the throw-in. Long throw into the box. Richie Ryan meets it firmly. Simply listed as a midfielder. I think he's having to play center back himself for this Orange County team. Nice restart up the left side, but well dealt with by Rose.
And I mean, I think that Orange County has the information on Locomotive that, you know, if you get a chance to be quick on the counterattack or quick on a restart, to try to test the Locomotive on that transition.
Here is Matt Boehner. Of course, talking about Yuma, it is his birthday today. Happy birthday to El Paso's team captain, though he is not on the field. 37. And still one of the hardest working men in show business for this Locomotive team. And most able-bodied. Too fast on the restart. We'll have to bring it in. Bogged down by fouls in the midfield quite a bit through this opening 25 minutes.
Definitely not a nice rhythm going on either side, except for stop, start, foul, restart.
Can Locomotive make something happen in the middle of the park here? Eric Calvillo. Richie Ryan standing in back of that as well. It'll be Ryan. Lofted to a spot. Orange County clears, but only so far as Boehner. Boehner gains the byline, throws it in. Diving header that forces the save. Well worked to the Englishman Andrew Fox. Gets Rakowski down.
Yeah, good work by Boehner. I mean, I think Orange County thought he was going to drop it back and takes advantage of that, attacks, gets it across in front of the goal, and Foxy just can't. You know, he gets it down, but not with enough power.
This is one of the things my broadcast partner wants to see more of. Take it to the byline and push it back. We saw they weren't able to get any really momentum behind it.
Right, but you saw how open he was.
It was effective, wasn't it?
Yeah. Little more driven ball back, and then you just have to make contact, and it goes where you want it. Effective.
Soccer 101 with Heidi Mochik. Calvillo. Locomotive patient with the ball, trying to play out of the back. Boehner back to Evan Newton. Richie Ryan in the middle. Knew he'd pick out a good pass. Does to the teenager, Diego Abarca. Well played by Gomez. Borelli. Good long switch to Rose. Can he get there in time? Does. The Australian. On to Garcia. Garcia stings up and over. Abarca had to make a reaction move, and again, just not able to get any forward momentum on that ball as Rakowski puts it right in his path. What a cross by Garcia.
Touch by the keeper, but yeah, I mean, Locomotive there, we finally saw some possession, little rhythm, and a beautiful switch field, got it out wide, and ball across in a dangerous spot.
We've said this before about Diego Abarca. Young man, when he's on the field, looks like he belongs in the pros, doesn't he?
He does.
Locomotive's Youth Academy, I believe they had another player sign a college letter of intent. They had 10 that they announced, and then I believe an 11th signed a letter of intent. Now, obviously, El Paso's a big city. There are high schools that'll send, maybe in total there might be 10 to 15 players that'll sign college deals. I don't know of any one team that's done it, though, with 11 in a season. Locomotive Youth Academy signing players up now, I believe. That is off the keister of Liam Rose. Call that a Maximus stop. Tony Rocha sending that one in. And that's over the head of Iloski. Again, Brian Iloski's brother Milan, leader for the Golden Boot race. He would need 3 goals in order to take the single season scoring title in the USL Championship away from Haji Berry, who of course is in Saudi Arabia these days. Probably not going to happen, but Egypt, my apologies, not Saudi Arabia. That's a foul, but certainly has made an impact at Orange County. And it's wonderful to see Orange County will be back at their championship soccer stadium location.
Home venue.
Their home venue, which has been their home venue.
Almost displaced from
right.
there.
A little battle with the folks up the road in Los Angeles, but they will remain where they are, and that is great to see. Great to see the Orange County fan base respond the way they did, showing up at the Irvine City Council meetings and making their voices heard. You have to think they were forced to keep them there. Good service into the box. It'll be cleared out by Orange County. The defending champions, you better believe, are going to be back. certainly back at their facility, but back in the playoff race next season. That is offside back anyway. It's popped into the Peter Piper pizza porch. Say that 5 times fast. But don't forget, final week of the regular season, 2 teams vying for playoff positioning. Tampa Bay, well, they've got their spot in the USL Championship playoffs assured. The Rowdies welcoming El Paso Locomotive. This is the match that was suspended because of Hurricane Ian. Again, we do wish all of the folks in the Tampa area, South Florida, the absolute best as they recover from that devastating hurricane. A little sports to keep your mind off it coming this Wednesday. You will watch it on ESPN Deportes, 5:30 p.m. Wednesday night, the watch party is going to be at the Palomino, Cincinnati Street area, on Cincinnati Street to be precise. But it is do or die for Locomotive in these final 2 matches, tonight and Wednesday. Lead ball kind of skips up on Abarca. He's double teamed. Garcia, it's a good effort. Pursuing Dylan Powers around. Stepping into that is Rose. Up the right wing, but that's going to leave it open a little bit. And here comes Orange County. Pulled back, chip to the far post, Iloski. Far side, I should say. Iloski will try to slice one. And I don't know if that was a cross to Osundina.
Yeah, I don't know.
Kind of got away from him regardless and split the difference between Osundina and Evan Newton.
Their misfortune is good for Locomotive.
Good for Locomotive,
yeah.
Indeed. Yeah, not a very open and back and forth match at all tonight.
I mean, that switch over to Iloski was, you know, could have been dangerous once he got that in front.
Good repair here by Okoli. Stopped by Evan Newton. It's the applause of 8th notch. Okoli can certainly chop at that. That left boot.
Yeah, he was trying to beat Newton. Newton said, not today.
One of the more dangerous forays for Orange County into El Paso's defensive third. But if you're Locomotive, obviously, we haven't seen a lot of the side-to-side action up and down the pitch that we're used to seeing. What needs to happen here for Locomotive to move the ball effectively?
So a few minutes ago, I liked how the defense, when we made that real run attack, they were very patient and then found Abarca.
Here's Aaron Gomez, and one good gluteus save deserves another.
But we threaded through Richie Ryan, and then he basically could see one of the 2 top, the higher up center mids, and found Abarca, and then we switched it around and ended up with that great attack. I think that we really need to try to go through, you know, Ryan, and then get it to one of the attacking mids.
That was a nice thought by Boehner to switch it to Aaron Gomez, right? The attacking mids haven't really seen a whole lot to get them to be able to leap into the play. Certainly they want to run things through Aaron Gomez, and why not? As we've pointed out before, he is one of the world's few box-to-box forwards.
And he had, early on in this match, he had a lot of touches.
That settled down a little bit, hasn't it? Ryan and Okoli vying for that. Osundina, Okoli. That's played forward nicely by Rocha. Villanueva taking it back. Orange County patient. They'll slice one. Well done by Borelli. There's the danger away from Iloski. Locomotive trying to keep it under possession here. Ryan. It's a bit of a dangerous ball back to Fox with Iloski lurking. Borelli. Ball bouncing high. Calvillo finally has that taken away from him by Rocha. Well done by Locomotive to clear it out. with a bunch of sky balls.
Yeah.
That's almost 50-50. You never know where things are going to bounce, do you?
No.
There will be fireworks for the fans after the match tonight. Some of those passes to clear the danger for Locomotive drew the oohs and ahs. Fox, Ryan. Got to see a nice twist. Rose nowhere to send it. They'll switch it long. Borelli, what a feathery touch. Borelli lofts one and it's deflected. Well done by Orange County. I think that was Iloski. Calvillo saw Borelli out on that left wing. So you see El Paso's thinking. Locomotive wants to work it to that left, and they found some open spaces there.
And I think Orange County knows Locomotive wants to get it out wide, but preferably right now they're wanting to get that touch central and then kick it out wide. So they're kind of just trying to clog it up. And then they're forcing the fullbacks to come higher up because one of the strikers is dropping on Richie. And then they're kind of watching our center mids and saying, okay, let's make it a little bit more risky.
Right.
But that's how Locomotive is going to, if they can break
will
that several times, they'll have to shift again.
Iloski keeps a handle on that. Orozco. Borelli will allow that to roll over the byline.
And that's where Orange County put quicker pressure, heavier pressure on that, and that same ball, now they are trying to turn it over, down by the corner flag. I guess that Iloski would have.
Sure.
In his experience,
Good ball out of the back. Calvillo rolls one over. Lucho! How do you do? 16th goal of the season. What a ball out of the back for Eric Calvillo. And Locomotive takes the lead they deserve in minute 37.
That's heads up by Calvillo, running onto that ball and making a decision. Do I try to put it in myself, or who's there for me to slot it to? And Lucho takes care of it.
And a bit of a drop back, to your point.
I know. Which the defender, it's hard to defend. Much easier for the attacking team.
Right, not a square ball. That was a drop back pass, and it was perfectly timed. The El Salvador international to the Argentine. Lucho with his 16th goal of the year, giving Locomotive the 1-0 lead. Here's Boehner. Boehner in a battle. Lost a handle on that, left a bit in, and he's going to receive the caution. Rachel Phillips. I'm sure Locomotive's bench a little relieved scoring that opening goal.
That is certainly why the bench very relieved. So too the crowd. That was a very large exhale from all of them. As you mentioned, Lucho's 16th goal on the season. When you add that up with his goals from last season, that comes to 24 goals, which means he's just one goal behind his current teammate and leader for the El Paso Locomotive in Aaron Gomez. Can he tie that up tonight and maybe even go one ahead? We'll see.
Wow. Wow. Let that sink in. Orange County trying to sink that in the back of the net to no avail. Matt Boehner, who picked up the yellow card to give the free kick, clears it, but Lucho's going to be given a warning here by our center referee for his foul on Dylan Powers. It gives the free kick right back. Callum Radisov, the man in the middle. Wonderful to see. I've seen one female linesmen. I have never seen a USL match with 2 female linesmen. Not that it hasn't happened in the league, but certainly first time in El Paso. Wonderful to see. Callie Smith, Melissa Beck, the assistant refs for tonight. Rizulowski is simply back as well. And Ed Borelli and Richie Ryan. Never ever had a disagreement with a referee or another player, ever have they?
No.
Angels they are. And Ed Borelli has a great who me look. Oski setting it up again. Left footer on the run, it's wide. They got it where they wanted to. Okole couldn't steer it on frame.
And I know I've mentioned this before, but Locomotive has got to be more disciplined in their defensive third to play more solid defense and not give up free kicks. I mean, we just score and then give up a foul in a dangerous area. And it looked like the official was telling Lucho, yeah, he had his like forearm out. He's kind of pushing into the back, shoulder to shoulder. Otherwise, you can sometimes get away with your your hips, your lower body, getting up. Not the greatest defensive position, but that's kind of what you can get away with. But they're not going to let you just
the arm
knock
bar
into the back. Yeah, arm bar, exactly.
It's going to be frowned upon.
And any player getting that, especially Master of Dark Arts, is going to take advantage of that as well.
Exactly. Or if you just get shoved in the back with an arm and go over, I mean, it is what it is.
But so that the Locomotive has to, step up and have that discipline when they're defending.
Chris Garcia flicking it into space. Orange County will fill that space. Possession on the throw-in from Liam Rose. Good high bounce for Orange County. Coming up for that shot. Andrew Fox, right place, right time. Partida at bay and take down on the other side. The whistle blown against simply for a foul as he takes down Gomez. Aaron Gomez is usually in the thick of most things that go well for El Paso, whether that is drawing fouls, putting long balls out of the back, twisting headed assists. We saw earlier this season to Lucho, or scoring goals himself. And talked about Lucho bearing down on his teammate for the all-time leaders in goals. But you'd love to see number 7 put one in the back of the net.
Absolutely, that's what we were talking about earlier.
Another foul, Kasimpli. Taken down by Lucho, who draws further whistles.
Now, Lucho has been called for similar fouls in prior matches.
So he's got his eye on him, is what you're saying.
Right. Well, and not even from this official, but when an official's going to call it, you gotta know and change your pressure. This guy's not going to let it slide.
Before, right.
He's not going to let it slide.
Already a couple of quick whistles on Lucho.
And now you're on alert.
44th minute. Locomotive with the lead, courtesy of their number 9.
You want him to stay on the pitch, put goals in the back of the net.
Orange County going back with the pressure. How about Aaron Gomez?
I know, I heard him. I saw him.
One by Boehner, puts it into space. Again, Orange County comes up with the ball.
And that's where the defense and the midfield for Locomotive, they have to connect there.
Gilowski chips it in. Trying to first time that one, Richie Ryan. Important to get a foot on that. Tony Rocha was about to tee one up.
Richie Ryan comes back and just tries to break it up just enough.
Good work by Garcia. Young man on loan, El Paso native. Made his way through the Real Salt Lake Academy system. John Hutchinson still irate. But gets the start tonight. But he's been bright in his time. He's done very well.
He's had some good pressure, and when he's received the ball, he's I like that he pushes the pace of the play.
In the 45th minute, Locomotive with the 1-0 lead. Lucho with goal number 16 in the season. I mean, that was, you don't want to say run-of-the-mill. Scoring goals is never run-of-the-mill. The ability to do that is something else. But, I mean, first-time finishes, scorpion kick goals. We've seen everything from Locomotive's number 9. Here's Borelli. Speaking of, Garcia taken down. He's going to be whistled for the foul as he gets tangled over the back. A free kick for Orange County SC. But how difficult is that to do, as we will have 1 minute of stoppage time here to round out the first half? We'll take a look at this one again. Yep. Pretty clear.
And Lucho was poaching on that backside, hoping.
Yeah. He was hoping the ball would fall to him. Brent Richards taken down, though.
So right in front of those green seats, I want to mention I have there's an outing tonight for my Mesilla Valley Soccer League of Las Cruces, our vintage co-ed division group that I play with them. They came out tonight and hanging out in the green seats to take in a Locomotive match.
Wonderful.
So,
shout out to your team. What's the name of it? The Mesilla Valley?
It's the Mesilla Valley Soccer League. It's our vintage co-ed division.
Okay, so it's everybody. Like
it's vintage,
league, not one particular team.
Well, no, it's just vintage.
Gotcha.
It's the old lady and old man league.
Well, that's going to round out our first half of play. Shout out to those good folks from the Mesilla Valley Co-ed League.
Oh,
1-0
and some of them are at home watching, and some are out here in person. So
can you make IDs from that look there?
I'll see you guys on Monday at our next match.
There we go. At the half, 1-0 Locomotive FC. The goal by Lucho, assisted by Eric Calvillo. Good start here for Locomotive FC in El Paso in a must-win game. GECU halftime show coming up in a couple of minutes.
Football season is here, and our tailgate fiesta is going on now at Casa Ford.
That means getting you behind the wheel of a new Ford F-150.
We're your all-pro pick for a great selection of new Ford trucks and SUVs.
And build your own Ford online and custom order from Casa today. Get your Ford your way.
Plus, bring in your trade and we'll pay you up to $1,000 over Kelley Blue Book value. Our tailgate fiesta is going on now at Casa Ford, home of the nice guys. Yeah!
Reflecting on the road we traveled can reveal the intricate details of who we are. We emerged from a hopeful beginning that sprouted a young and honorable idea, being there for each other. Every story, every voice, every face, every handshake shaped who we've become. You were the beginning of everything. You've always been at the core of people helping people. And the journey continues on. We're with you. Thank you for 90 years.
Welcome to the GECU Halftime Show. Manage your accounts 24/7 with GECU Online Banking, the GECU mobile app, and GECU ATMs. Learn more at gecu.com.
Welcome back to downtown El Paso, Texas. A wonderful look on a, so far, beautiful evening in the Sun City. 1-0 at the break. Lucho with the goal to give Locomotive an important lead as we take a look at scores from around the league tonight. And there are a couple of big ones. There you see, on the road in Hartford, Oakland Roots go across the country and pick up a big 3-1 win. It's in the 90th minute. RGV Toros FC 2-1 over Phoenix Rising. Big result for them if they can hold on for that. Yeah, that is a football score, a baseball score, but that's the score. Tampa Bay over Loudoun, 8-0. And Monterey Bay FC Tulsa postponed, of course, dealing with some issues in the league to sort that one out. That one will be played this Wednesday when Locomotive heads to Tampa. Those are your scores as we take a look at the Western Conference standings. San Antonio FC obviously has wrapped up the top spot in the league. USL Championship trophy will run through the Alamo City as long as they are in the playoffs. 73 points, loyal, still looking to get past 60, but at 59 firmly in second. Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC, with their big win here on Wednesday, solidifies their hold on third place, followed by Sac Republic, RGV Toros FC, and Oakland Roots. On top, these are live standings. Toros FC looking like they're going to hold on to that win, though they are in the 90th minute and still in action. 46 points there. New Mexico United, that's a big one. They're tied in points with Locomotive FC, but United on top and in that final playoff spot. They had their game called. They will play the rest of that this next week as well. Couple of big games for United. And of course, Locomotive with tonight and Wednesday at Tampa Bay. That's your playoff picture. Locomotive needs to handle its business and needs to make things count. As we take a look at USL storylines, the race to the playoffs presented by Hisense. Locomotive still with a 40% chance of making the playoffs. You can check that out at USLChampionship.com. Along with the power rankings, find out where Locomotive lands in the weekly power rankings. And of course, the big news this week, Haji Berry off to Egypt. That is the league record transfer fee. We know what one was, about $700,000 for the young man who went from Orange County. This was larger than that, so do the math. Haji Berry, very nice salary increase for him and an opportunity for the 29-year-old in Egypt. Read it at USLChampionship.com for more. 1-0 as we take a look at the West Star Tower here in El Paso. Back with more of the GECU halftime show after this.
Roll it down.
I am.
You don't need a car to listen to Sirius XM. You can listen anywhere. You know that, right?
What? Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio.
Kevin, you could use your phone.
What? What?
Alexa, play Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio on Sirius XM.
What?
This is how I know you're getting old. I guess that was it.
What?
Welcome to Tampa Bay. Here he comes. Cross, score! Fernandez, and the Rowdies are on the board.
And it's into the back of the net. El Paso waited for their moment.
Far corner, and it's in. What a goal! Are you watching Football Americas? Unbelievable! What a goal! What a moment! The ultimate upset when it mattered the most!
Welcome back to Southwest University Park. The score in this one tonight is Locomotive 1, Orange County nothing. And we see Foxy set that ball up to Eric Calvillo, runs onto it with composure and sets the plate for Lucho to put us up 1-0. It is his 16th score. He scored this match, the last match. He scored back-to-back, and he's now one behind our all-time leading goal scorer, Aaron Gomez. Let's have a look at it again. And Lucho, there's Calvillo. Right to Lucho, doing what he does best and putting the ball into the back of the net. And then everybody is happy tonight. And there comes Chris Garcia. A big smile, and the team is ready to go. We definitely want to see another one of those in the back of the net tonight. Let's see if Lucho can tie Aaron Gomez. The score is 1 El Paso, Orange County, nothing.
We love El Paso, and we love our hometown heroes like the one and only Aaron Jones.
Hey guys, I do love playing in Green Bay, but I do miss my hometown.
We love watching you play. You inspired us to make our new car financing as fast as you.
Nothing's as fast as me.
Get 1.9% financing on most new Nissans, plus no payments for 90 days.
Casa Nissan, how I drive in the 915.
Yeah! Reflecting on the road we traveled can reveal the intricate details of who we are. We emerged from a hopeful beginning that sprouted a young and honorable idea, being there for each other. Every story, every voice, every face, every handshake shaped who we've become. You were the beginning of everything. You've always been at the core of people helping people. And the journey continues on. We're with you. Thank you for 90 years.
Football season is here, and our tailgate fiesta is going on now at Casa Ford.
That means getting you behind the wheel of a new Ford F-150.
We're your all-pro pick for a great selection of new Ford trucks and SUVs.
And build your own Ford online and custom order from Casa today. Get your Ford your way.
Plus, bring in your trade and we'll pay you up to $1,000 over Kelley Blue Book value. Our tailgate fiesta is going on now at Casa Ford, home of the nice guys. Yeah!
Welcome back to Southwest University Park. 1-0 at the break. Duke Keith along with Heidi Mocha as Locomotive with the lead at halftime. The rain coming down a little bit, but it's not moving too many people here at Southwest University Park, Heidi.
Hey, we play soccer in the rain. We're not like some of those other sports.
That's right. There are no rainouts in soccer.
Yeah, maybe.
Let's take a look at our GECU halftime show. First half stats. Always the one at the top is the most important, and Locomotive has that. Total shots, they have been able to make things happen. Shots on target, maybe not what you'd like, Heidi Mocha.
No, we might have more in the back of the net if they were on target, but like you already said, the most important one is at the top.
Exactly.
We have that one.
Passing accuracy, Locomotive doing Locomotive things, 86%, 53% possession. That's about right. I mean, statistically, we talked about the shots on the target. This was a bogged down first half, though. Locomotive did well to kind of sort things out at the last. And that long ball from Andrew Fox to set up Eric Calvillo.
Right.
Beautifully done. It was going to take something like that to break it through, wasn't it?
Yeah, and Locomotive has been patient. I have to give them that. Because the possession is a lot closer than in a lot of other matches, but that's okay. If you're patient, you hold the ball, you're confident, and then you attack when you get that chance. But let's have the urgency and get it. Shots on target into the back of the net. And then before we head to break, let's take a minute to recognize tonight's Hospitals of Providence employee highlight. Tonight we feature Rosa Marquez, the Director of Cardiovascular Services at the Trans Mountain campus. Rosa is a dedicated nursing leader committed to improving and elevating cardiovascular care for the El Paso region. Thank you, Rosa, for the difference you make to improve heart care for our region.
The rain is coming down a little harder as we head toward the second half on the GECU halftime show. Back with a second break. When we come back, 1-0 Locomotive at the break.
Thank you for watching the GECU halftime show. Manage your accounts 24/7 with GECU online banking, the GECU mobile app, and GECU ATMs. Learn more at gecu.com.
We love El Paso, and we love our hometown heroes like the one and only Aaron Jones.
Hey guys, I do love playing in Green Bay, but I do miss my hometown.
We love watching you play. You inspired us to make our new car financing as fast as you.
Nothing's as fast as me.
Get 1.9% financing on most new Nissans, plus no payments for 90 days.
Casa Nissan, how our drive in the 915. Yeah!
Reflecting on the road we traveled can reveal the intricate details of who we are. We emerged from a hopeful beginning that sprouted a young and honorable idea, being there for each other. Every story, every voice, every face, every handshake shaped who we've become. You were the beginning of everything. You've always been at the core of people helping people. And the journey continues on. We're with you. Thank you for 90 years.
Football season is here, and our tailgate fiesta is going on now at Casa Ford.
That means getting you behind the wheel of a new Ford F-150.
We're your all-pro pick for a great selection of new Ford trucks and SUVs.
And build your own Ford online and custom order from Casa today. Get your Ford your way.
Plus, bring in your trade and we'll pay you up to $1,000 over Kelley Blue Book value. Our tailgate fiesta is going on now at Casa Ford, home of the nice guys. Yeah!
Welcome back, everybody, to a rainy Southwest University Park. Rachel Phillips under the tiniest umbrella known to mankind. Duke Keith and Heidi Bocha up here in the press box.
I know, we're nice and dry.
We're fine. We'll be speaking to Rachel shortly. Let's take a quick look at those first half highlights. And a couple of good ones for Locomotive FC, including the goal. Chris Garcia, who pointed out bright. Aron Gomez just can't get the bounce. Diego Abarca almost found one as well. Matt Boehner doing some work on that right wing. Gets the slicing header. That's a shot on target. Andrew Fox scooping for that. Foxy figuring in a little bit later. One of the more dangerous opportunities again. Abarca finding himself open, the teenager, on a couple of big ones. This one stopped here. Okole stopped by Evan Newton. But look at this ball from Andrew Fox, and take us through it, Heidi.
Foxy sets that ball to Calvillo perfectly over to Lucho to do what Lucho does best. Put it in the back of the net and get Locomotive up 1-0 to start this half.
Lucho with his 16th goal this season for Locomotive. He figures in the Golden Boot race, but as we point out, Milan Olaski with 22. There'd have to be a Tampa Bay Rowdies-like result for Lucho to have a shot, I think, at that scoring title.
But that goal, you know, I mean, Foxy's leadership in the back and just his veteran leadership to just kind of have that patience. And, you know, Calvillo finds a way to be open and break through the last line of defense.
Let's head down to Rachel Phillips under the tiny umbrella. And Rachel, are you staying dry at the very least? Is
well,
that
I've
possible?
stepped out of the umbrella, so not really, but you can see the rain just falling down hard. It is very wet out here. Look, Hutch said that they're being pretty loose with the ball. He wants to see them tighten that up here in the second half, and he said there are lines to be broken and they're not doing it. He wants to see a lot more of that, and of course, forward runs. That's kind of the keys to Hutch in his game plans, is always forward runs. On the defensive side of the ball, he said they just need to be a bit more careful in the set plays, but so far he's been happy with how they're defending.
Thanks very much, Rachel. Get back under the umbrella.
You know, it always can be a tale of two halves. I mean, this match, no matter what, how the teams play out, with it's going to be it's going to be different with the wet surface and all this rain. So
very different. But here is Calvillo, Abarca. Out to Garcia. Garcia trying to make a move in, and well defended. Good job by Powers.
I know, but look where all the numbers are for Orange County. All the orange is in the center. And Abarca played that off to Garcia. I'd like him to take it down the end line and get it across. Especially if this ball can skip across now in that box and be even harder for the defenders to clear out.
Kyle Scott taking the place of Tony Rocha at half for Orange County. There was that one substitution. Locomotive out with the lineup it came into the match with. I see Rachel Phillips has now thrown the camera out from under the umbrella to get back under there herself.
Duke, I think you're lucky this is the last home match, or she might say, hey, let's tag team. You take sideline at the next rainy match.
That's okay. I like my spot on the press box. I like my spot up here. That umbrella could be supporting a cocktail in a bar somewhere. It's that time. Gomez will pick it up. Olsendina got a toe to it, but not much else. Here's Ryan to switch. Sent in. Dangerous. Laid back. Off the head of Aron Gomez. Lucho for Garcia. That had to be stopped. Still at it. Over the byline. It'll be a corner kick.
And that was a great series for Locomotive. So when the ball got brought back central, instead of staying on the flank, they went over to Richie. Richie switched fields, and then a classic Borelli service, and then, you know, go towards end line, and it's a drop back ball. Look how dangerous that was.
Somebody's listening to you, Heidi. Here's Calvillo. Rain is really coming down. To the far post, that's headed out. Okole got it. Foot there by Abarca to keep it in. Cleared away by Orange County. Evan Newton and Richie Ryan will play catch. Just opening things up, and Newton, long service up that left wing side for Aron Gomez. Working on Casiple. Casiple will help. Ball pushed up the pitch by Richards. Seth Casiple. Big names from the USL Championship for many seasons. Plying his trade in Orange County. Reno 1868 squad of 2019, really a loaded bunch. Sure made some noise. Memory serves, Locomotive did pretty well against Reno in their time. That's the thing about second division soccer, and it continues to shore up around the country. You're seeing the teams that, you know, are at the championship level, and then League One, obviously League Two, the old Premier Development League. This is like summertime for college kids.
Right.
But true professional soccer, League One, some solid teams. You talk about Union Omaha. What they've done, Chattanooga. Of course, here in the championship, here's Aron Gomez, sizes one up, trying to find the far corner, but it is wide. He wanted to take that shot.
I know, but that was a little bit far out and a little bit hopeful.
It is wonderful to see the championship really take shape as they move toward those goals someday, maybe even by 2026 of a promotion relegation between themselves and League One. You just have to have that infrastructure. You've got to have ownership groups that are willing to take that ownership and stay with the franchise. We think here in North America, as Eric Calvillo, you know, things don't go well, you pick up, you move your team to another city, place with a better market, supposedly. That's not the way teams in the rest of the world think of their soccer franchises. They're soccer clubs.
Right.
Not franchises, they are clubs that represent their cities. You could never think of Manchester United moving to London or something like that. It would just never happen.
And I like this system over in other countries, but I heard a discussion about, you know, just because that's how they do it, what makes that the right way? You know what I mean? And so there's that argument. And I thought, I had not heard somebody so eloquently put it that way. They're like, maybe this is the way.
Guarantee, obviously.
Right. It just was interesting. I was like, fuel the controversy.
Great pressure here by Garcia, and forces the ball into touch.
El Paso putting some good pressure on Orange County to keep the ball down here.
Certainly, the MLS Youth Academies and the Youth Academies now coming up with the USL Championship. We've seen Locomotive certainly take shape. Ron Militar and his bunch doing a great job with that academy. Garcia, speaking of the El Pasoan, part of that Real Salt Lake Academy that has brought us all all sorts of talented players. But that academy system has had an opportunity to grow, and both MLS and USL making it a point to try and get teams to invest in their future, to invest in their city's youngsters. We see the result with all of these wonderful American players who, if they haven't gotten a direct opportunity, that's going to be a yellow card. Easy for our referee to card Kyle Scott, the first yellow of the evening for Orange County. Coming in hot
from behind.
That'll be called Callum Radisov.
Not gonna win that argument.
Making his presence felt. But just to complete that thought quickly, we see those academy kids playing in Europe now. This is the future of American soccer.
Well, American soccer has to continue to grow, and the more that they invest and continue to raise the level of play and coaching and experience, wonderful to continue to watch that. I'm looking forward to seeing the World Cup.
Indeed.
Watching the U.S. in the World Cup.
On the free kick, it'll be Ryan, in-swinging ball, headed in for the goal! Andrew Fox! The fantastic Mr. Fox makes it 2-0 Locomotive. What a ball from Richie Ryan.
Yeah. It's like those two may have practiced that before. But that's a commitment to get on the end of that ball. And Locomotive had pressure, turnover, kept winning the ball back. They were, they were ruthless. Not a chance. Foxy now involved with both of the goals tonight.
The Englishman giving Locomotive a deserved 2-0 lead. That was a vicious in-swinging ball from Richie Ryan. Eighth Notch loving it, still partying in the rain. The smoke pots are out, but they haven't even moved. Fox in the box. Good things happen when you find the head of the Englishman. Locomotive giving itself a lifeline, trying to stay pertinent in the USL Championship playoff race. But here is Orange County. Corner kick one. Richie Ryan preventing Elaski from moving in further. Play it short. Elaski. The run is Powers. Powers with the cross, easily handled by Evan Newton.
Good pressure, good pressure by Borelli on that, as they're trying to get that ball down to the end line and get it back across, because this is now, especially with the slick surface, I mean, it's incredibly dangerous for a possible deflection.
Yeah, the ball does even weirder things when it's wet, doesn't it? But this is if you wanted to see a response from Locomotive after that 4-1 ugly loss, frankly, last Wednesday night, this is it, isn't it?
Yes. Oh, yes. Now, I would have loved to see Gomez get that initial goal. I mean, that would have just been the icing on the cake for so far.
Well, Rachel Phillips is down there. She is near the Locomotive sideline. I imagine that John Hutchinson, well, we may not see Hutch smile tonight, Rachel, but he has to like what he's seeing.
Yeah, he's always pretty reserved with the happy emotions, not so much the frustrated emotions, but I'm sure fans loved it. Fox in the box, come on, nothing better than that. But I spoke to Eric Cavira after Wednesday's loss, and he said, look, I'm frustrated, so is everyone in that locker room, and you know, instead of sitting here and being sad about that loss, we just need to come out here and fight on Saturday night. And he said he was stoked to know that he had less than 72 hours until he was going to be back out on the pitch and be able to take out all of that frustration out here tonight. And he wasn't the only one, and you're definitely seeing that right here.
Thank you very much. And Q Cubo for Orange County, Eric Cubo Torres, the MLS and Liga MX veteran, along with Bryce Jamison entering. They will replace the two up top, Correde Usundina and Sean Okole. Cubo, certainly a statement of intent by Orange County as an organization, signing the Mexican international. I honestly thought he was into his 30s. He is 29 years of age, but well-traveled. Oh, good job there by Chris Garcia to carry it in. Cleared away by Villanueva. But Ryan back with it. Not too far, though. Richards and McCabe. Here's Casiple. Lofted in, looking for Torres. Easily picked off for Newton. By Newton. We're hearing Ander Aguiluz and Ricardo Zacarias about ready to make way. Make their way onto the pitch for Chris Garcia and Diego Abarca. Locomotive as we enter the 60th minute with a 2-0 lead. Trying to stay in the conversation. All they can do is win to stay pertinent. So far, so good here at Southwest University Park. They will need help. Lucho draws the contact, wins the foul. And here are the substitutions. Apparently they weren't in earlier because the fourth official was having a little trouble with the electronic equipment on the sideline. And
maybe electronics and rain aren't enjoying each other too much.
Plugged in. So it'll be Chris Garcia. That bright blonde highlight. Not as bright in the rain so far, but he'll get an opportunity to rest things up. As Ricardo Zacarias on for him. And Ander on to replace Diego Abarca, the teenager. Turned in a shift tonight in his first start for Locomotive.
He did a good job of, him and Calvillo working together to stretch that midfield and try to create something for Locomotive.
Well, Ander playing a bit forward, but certainly you have to think a more defensive-minded substitution in midfield for John Hutchinson with the 2-goal lead.
And then Garcia, like I said, he pushed the pace of the match. I like how he does that. But Ricardo Zacarias, he's been fundamental for this second half of the Locomotive season to be even in the playoff race. Just kind of his energy causing turnovers and some goal opportunities. And that comeback win, that comeback tie.
Indeed, in Colorado Springs. Zacarias, the Las Cruces. Speaking of Chattanooga, played with that Red Wolves team. Making his way back to the borderland. Up top, looking to slice it forward, and that was well cut out by Liam Rose. Just simply about ready to take the distribution. It was a good thought by Powers to side foot it. Just simply winds up earning the foul.
This has
Liam
been
Rose, the offending party.
Locomotive has had several matches where sometimes the substitutions have not been a seamless experience. A little bit of adjustment in that transition of the players in their new spots just for a few minutes. If they can ride it out, they usually are okay, but giving up a free kick in that spot is
well,
a dangerous thing to do.
We've talked about it many times before, especially off at an angle that close in. Any touch by anybody can beat a keeper. Here's Kasipli. Launches it to the far post, and just a little too far in for Brent Richards to get a piece of.
And that's where, with this kind of weather, I mean, yeah, you're thinking, oh, I'll set it up there, but I love a driven ball skipping on wet rain, you know.
Like Richie
wet,
Ryan.
Yeah, wet pitch in the rain. Like, but there, I think I'd love to get it out wide and drive that sucker into the mixer.
Well, Orange County pays the price, as there is Richards.
Now, if they had an air target like we do in Foxy, different story. But
Andrew Fox, you want to talk about a guy who's filled just about every role there is to fill in this team. He's played on the wing. He's played, obviously, in central defense for most of this season. Has been the target forward before. That's where he played in college, was forward at St. Mary's.
he knows what the strikers are looking to do.
Yeah. And winds up with a goal. That's going to be a foul. Is Aaron Gomez. It's taken down by Kasipli. Man wearing the captain's armband. Gomez goes down clutching his head. For the fantastic Mr. Fox. That is goal number 6 in his time as in a Locomotive uniform. There you see Liam Rose's former bunkmate, John Hutchinson, from his playing days in Australia. Easy grab in the end there for Rakovsky as Locomotive sends it long.
He wasn't going to risk letting that ball get to Andrew Fox again, though.
True enough. Don't forget, Locomotive's last game of the regular season coming this Wednesday. That's the rescheduled game in Tampa versus Rowdies. Rowdies have had their playoff future wrapped up for a little bit. They're in. Locomotive will need some help. But so far, 2-0 to the good here tonight, and an opportunity to do something more this next Wednesday. That will be on ESPN Deportes, 5:30 p.m. You can watch it, and of course, head to the watch party at the Palomino up on Cincinnati Street. Last match of the regular season. Will it be the last match of the season for Locomotive? We will see. Monterey Bay, New Mexico United. They've got a couple. It's a good thought by Evan Newton trying to drive it up pitch. But it kind of splits the difference between Gomez and Calvillo. Well driven ball though. Well done by Lucho. Lucho keeping it away from Richards. Zacarias. Nice to Ryan. Ryan will switch it out to the left. Borelli. First time effort. Trying to tee up Lucho. Can't quite get there. Cleared out by Orange County, but here's Fox. Ryan, and in touch now for Orange County. Ander with his first touch. The Spaniard. Back it comes, it's a turnover. Trying to come down with that is Torres, can't make them work. Well defended in the end, and here's Locomotive on the counter. Calvillo. Plays a beautiful through ball to Lucho. Trying to return the favor, too many orange jerseys.
Nice little ball ball there by Cavilla. I would have seen Lucho just knock it quick to Zacharias and then beat all of them with a ball across.
You didn't realize there were that many orange jerseys behind him.
Orange County knows what Lucho can do.
Villanueva. Simple. Trying to make a turn, but nowhere to go. Good job by Borelli. It'll be a throw in for Orange County, but just making sure it's all tied up. Bryce Jamison getting tangled with the man from Monterrey. Lofted long by Newton. Well done by Gomez.
Yeah, that
Wins
was
that out of nothing. Chip to the right side. Zacarias is going to be there from Calvillo. Lucho. Back from Rose. The Argentine, some fancy footwork, and elects to switch to Borelli. Borelli, service into the box. Calvillo called for where he wanted it. Just wasn't able to get there. Rain starting to let up a little bit here in El Paso.
And I think that's just a little too much knocking it around, getting it back over. Hey, you're in a dangerous spot. Take advantage of getting the ball down the flank and getting the ball in across, because we didn't end up with a chance on goal or even a shot. You know, I mean, it has to. When you get this deep in, you can't. If you can't swing it all the way around and get a ball in across on the other side, don't do it. Take advantage of this. They have an opportunity here to do that.
It is a goal kick that came off of Lucho. Ryan whistled for the foul. Professionally done by the Irishman. Kyle Scott takes a seat.
Might have slipped a little bit too.
Sure. Yeah. Midway through the 70th minute, Locomotive in fine shape insofar as this game goes. As for the rest of the season, we shall see. Ander keeping possession to Calvillo, gets taken down and earns the free kick. Well, I know this has been a disappointment for Orange County after winning the USL Championship last year. Calvillo. We have a Texas Tech nod to the doc. No, he seems to be up under his own steam. That's good. But they got their stadium situation shored up. This is a team that knows what it wants to see. Outstanding work with their youth academy. They will be back. Torres. Well done by Ander. Trying to launch, trying to find Rakowski off his line was Calvillo. And Ander, in deflecting that ball back to Calvillo, took one in a sensitive spot, I think. Kobe Henry, U.S. Youth International, for a league record transfer fee. Part of that Orange County youth system. USL Championship really making strides in sending youngsters off to other levels, if not to Europe, off to Reims FC for Kobe Henry. So Orange County, that is an organization from top to bottom that is doing good things. It's wonderful to see that they won their fight for now to stay exactly where they are. No foul here. Calvillo taken down again. Here's Yoloski. Brian Yoloski, along with brother Milan, becomes just the fifth set of brothers in professional soccer to score in the same match. That happened in San Diego. Chipped wide, sending it in. Jamison. Roll out, it'll be a corner kick. But I was reading that stat and found that amazing. There haven't been many sets of brothers to score in the same match.
Well, there's probably not a whole lot of brothers that play on the same the team.
There you go. But you
So,
think like in the world
start
of
there, and then
professional
on
soccer,
top of that, yeah, no,
right?
it is pretty. Got to be fun to play with your sibling.
True. Good in-swinging ball, knocked firmly out by Matt Boehner. Pushed back up the pitch by Villanueva. But that's right, 2-2 draw with Orange County SC last week. Brian and Milan Ilaski, fifth pair of brothers since 2000, I should say, to score the same team for the same in the same game. We're hearing that Nick Hines is about ready to come in to replace Eder Borelli. It's about ready to happen. Orange County with a couple of subs coming as well. Here they are. Well, the board is still having its issues. So on for Orange County is Ian Hoffman. And off is Kevin Partida. And then Ed Borelli. It's the applause of the crowd, replaced by Nick Hines, as we are midway through the 74th minute. It's Orange County looking for answers. Richard Chaplow trying to make it work. Yeah, Brian Milan Ilaski joining Gonzalo and Federico Higuain, who did it for Inter Miami last year. Andre Ayew and Jordan Ayew for Olympique Marseille in 2013. Colo and Yaya Toure from Man City in 2011, and Diego and Gabriel Milito for Real Zaragoza way back when in 2005. Torres takes that ball and it firmly meets Andrew Fox. Kept in play by Evan Newton. Locomotive is there. Man is down in the back. I think that's Fox.
Fox, I think.
Fox is still down. And now will be tended to as they whistle the game stopped. Looks like it'll be a Texas Tech nod to the dock for Locomotive FC. Ricardo Ruiz and Andres Rivera on to take a look at the Englishman. You certainly hope he's well. Well, while we have an opportunity, Locomotive again leading 2-0. The clock continuing to run here in the 76th minute. Let's head down to Rachel Phillips for more of the mindset. I mean, Rachel, all you can do is win to stay in this thing.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Duke. We've talked a lot about the standings and where the Locomotive sit and what they need to do, and obviously a win is crucial here tonight. But I spoke to Eric Javier after Wednesday's loss, and he said he literally could not care about any of the other results. They just needed to focus on themselves and win out right now. He said what other teams do, it doesn't matter. Obviously, in the end it does, but for them right now, it doesn't have any impact on them. They just have to win their games, and that is the mindset not only of him, but the entire team right now.
A man who won a championship with Orange County SC last season, the El Salvador International, had to step into that playmaker's role. Andrew Fox goes off along the touchline. Seems none the worse for wear, but we'll see.
Calvillo definitely has shown up tonight, and he is demonstrating that that attitude in his play.
On there.
So there's
drafted to be center back in the absence of Fox, who's on the touchline ready to come back in, looks like. That's good news.
Yeah,
There
I was
is-
wondering if they were gonna took him for a little bit of a walk to double check.
Here at Cubo Torres. Why is Cubo nicknamed Cubo? Foxy is back on. We're looking that up, and apparently he got the nickname way back when in Mexico, which is, it's just the sense of humor. Just the sense of humor. Named because he has a giant cube-like head. That's the word. I am just reading what I saw. Hugo Torres with the shot. That is on goal, but easy for Evan Newton in the end. Former MLS and Liga MX veteran. But yeah, he's had that nickname for a long while. And in a long line of a lot of great Spanish language nicknames, that is singular. I don't know anybody else named Kubo.
No, but when you get a nickname, you know, or a pet name, it's
tends to stick, doesn't it?
Well, it's a sign of love, right?
Love and respect, sure. Here's Liam Rose getting forward for Lucho. Lucho, wonderful ball. Clock stays down. Calvillo taken down. Play on. And the foul whistled on Calvillo, who cannot believe it. Neither can Eighth Notch or anybody else here at Southwest University.
I don't know if they called him for a foul. Well, they called him for like playing on the ground, but he got pushed on the ground.
Truth. Torres launching that one long, trying to find Jamison along the right side. He'll go out for a Locomotive throw. Fans still howling about that. Let's take a look. Well, the foot in from Michael Orozco. They allowed play to continue, so no foul called. It was still a live ball.
No, definitely no foul called on the initial
right. So
ground.
Maybe just hit his hand on the way up. That's what blew the whistle to give Orange County the restart. Here is Orozco. Calvillo. Right back in it. Richie Ryan. Here's Hines from Lucho.
Hines has that speed.
And ready to show it up that right wing.
I was waiting for him to turn on the burners. Little stutter step and let it go.
Speaking of MLS, man who plied his trade with Nashville SC. On the skip, gets away from Zacarias. Here's Boehner. The Ohioan again, playing in his last home match of the regular season. Announcing he will retire at season's end. Like to keep that going a little bit further into October, certainly. As I think most Locomotive fans would love to see too. Hines out of the back. That's a great thought by Ryan, but well read by Rakowski. Sprinting up the right wing side, Yoloski. Good toe poke from Andrew Fox. Aaron Gomez thrown off the ball. That'll be a foul on Yoloski. Drives the ball in frustration. Miko Kuningas in for Seth Kasipli, who's turned in a shift tonight for OC as his team captain. Apparently John Hutchinson has received a yellow card. Let's head down to Rachel Phillips for more on that. Rach?
Yeah, Duke, that's exactly right. Hutch has been irate ever since Eric Carvillo went down inside the box and a PK was not called. He has not stopped talking to the umpires since that moment, and I assume that would have to be the reason why the ump came over and gave him the yellow just then. He kept trying to talk a little bit there, but the assistant coach and Dom pulled him back, so he's settled down now.
Great feed here. Zacarias trying to set it up. Drives the ball. It's deflected. It'll be a corner kick.
Corner kick called by the ump. Is that what it is,
the assistant referee, right? Or the referee.
Or the referee.
We're giving Rachel a little grief here tonight. I don't know.
We love you, Rachel.
And Rachel, correct me if is it umpire in Aussie rules football or rugby, which I know are the two sports you're very familiar with?
I think it's umpire in every form of sport in Australia. I never say referee. It's always the ump.
Referee.
I'm actually shocked that Hutch this is his first yellow that I've seen Hutch get, because he talks a lot.
That is the truth. Eric Calvillo, outswinger, headed in and wide.
And I like the Locomotive gets on the end of that ball. That is.
Lucho was there. Well-driven ball. But we did know what Rachel was talking about.
We did.
Those in bright blue here tonight.
She was working in Chihuahua's match maybe then.
Well, you know. Rachel's taken more than her fair share of abuse from us tonight, sitting high and dry in the press box. Launched in, and that's a great stop by Newton. Beautiful cross. But nothing to show for it in the end. They got it to Kubo Torres. Kasipli in from that right wing. Sent in a beautiful ball, and here he is again. Kubo winning that one. Ilaski driven and tipped wide, but in. Off the post, but in for the goal. Bryce Jamieson gets Orange County within shouting distance in the 84th minute.
Orange County finally has some dangerous opportunities, and then they kept that alive.
Great work by Torres to hold it up just enough to get Ilaski around. Yep. And then Jamieson able to put that off the post. A kind bounce.
Yes, I know. The round goalpost gave him a nice bounce.
The bounce
instead
that
of
Aaron
the
Gomez
Gomez's.
did not get.
Yeah, Gomez.
But here comes Locomotive. Calvillo.
And this is that urgency. The Locomotive has got to not just say, hey.
Hines on there. Calvillo looking but not able to find Lucho. There is Jamieson. Kyle Scott. Torres to Ilaski.
And Orange County looking like they just got a little bit of a little more energy in their step.
A little pep in the step indeed over the final 6 minutes plus stoppage time. Into the 85th we go. Kuningas. Done by Powers. Here's Jamieson. His pass not on target. Richie Ryan more than happy to pick it up. There's Lucho. Decides to go to the right. Calvillo with a touch back to Zacarias. Rose, good patience by Locomotive. Jamieson with the pressure on Liam Rose. Australian. Wins a throw.
And Locomotive, though, takes it outside of the flank where I think they can attack in a dangerous position and get a more dangerous ball across. And they're keeping possession, but they're keeping possession under a lot of pressure,
That is a handball on Powers. It'll be a free kick for Locomotive. Yeah, Orange County certainly ready to apply that pressure. They want the ball. You can see something out of this game. Again, Orange County out of playoff position. They will not be in the postseason. El Paso playing for its playoff life. Here is Hines. Rolls one to Lucho. The dummy pass. Well intercepted. Brent Richards. Gus into the middle, lofted forward. Powers. Now Ilaski's going to take it away off of Hines. And his shot is driven by Evan Newton. It's a foul in the box on Orange County. And a sigh of relief for Locomotive FC. Ilaski. Great shot, and it's bounced. And here is your GECU save of the game, as that was Matt Boehner, deflected off the bottom of his boot. Evan Newton all of a sudden had to be called into action. That's a great reaction save.
Oh, that was a very difficult save to make. And then the thing is, though, if Boehner didn't get his boot on it, what kind of shot would have been anyway?
Nick Hines, I think, and we saw him when Ilaski won that ball up top, kind of pull up just a bit, and seems to be.
And he did come back and try to help clear
Right.
that
Here's Lucho
additional ball.
to Zacarias. Zacarias sorts it out. Back to Lucho near the byline. To Richie Ryan. They want the Irish to shoot. He won't. And his pass is Not in the right spot. Nico Reis. But Orange County can't make anything of that. It'll be a throw-in for the defending champs. But time is running out here at minute 88. Brent Richards. Eighth notch trying to give Locomotive a little rhythm and steam behind it. Kuningas into the middle of Lasky. He's been dangerous all night long. Tries to thread that through ball looking for Torres to no avail. Well defended, but here's Torres again. Doesn't need much. His shot stopped by Newton. The Mexican international forces Newton into action and finds that skipping ball. Locomotive hanging on by the seat of its pants, Heidi.
Absolutely. Locomotive wants to make this a little bit too exciting at the end.
Zacarias trying to win that header. Kuningas is there. Ander. Good give and go with Zacarias. Ander. Nice pass into the middle. Calvillo. Aron Gomez. From Hines, it's Aron Gomez. Fox, Boehner. It's off target, and here's Torres. Nico Reis. Touched back by Fox, and we'll give it a ride. Lucho will be whistled for the foul, and the offside flag goes up as well. Which comes first, the offside or the foul? Ref blew the whistle. I don't think that was for the offside. Certainly the assistant referee lifted the flag right after that. Into the 90th minute. As Locomotive urged to get on with it by Callum Radosov, our referee tonight. Out back, now pushed forward. Zacarias will win that to Lucho. Lucho trying to tow it down. It'll be a corner kick. Good recovery run. As we take a look at our physical play of the game, brought to you by Physical Hand and Therapy and Balance Centers. And that was a physical header after a fizzing cross in by Richie Ryan. By Fox in the box. Giving Locomotive the 2-0 lead in the driving rain. Have the corner here. We are into stoppage time. 4 minutes of stoppage time. Orange County. Locomotive takes it short. Looking for another opportunity. And that's going to be over for a goal kick. Locomotive will bring in Emmanuel Sanupe. That's wonderful to see. In for Eric Calvillo. Great to have Emma Sanupe back into the lineup. As Eric Calvillo takes a deserved rest, Rachel, he has, as we've said, put in a shift tonight.
Yeah, he certainly has, and I actually found out on Wednesday night that his mum flew in to surprise him for that game, and he was really disappointed that he didn't get to win in front of her.
And here's Sanupe. Can he get there? Not before Rakowski. And on the other side, Locomotive earns a foul. Andrew Fox by Alaski. Rachel, go ahead.
Yeah, Eric was really disappointed he didn't get to win in front of his mum, who flew in to surprise him here on Wednesday night. But it's looking likely that he will get the win here tonight. His mum staying around for this game as well. So that's a nice little family moment for Eric Calvillo, who's away from home playing for Locomotive.
Wonderful when your parents get to see you play, regardless if you're a professional or if you're a youth, if you're in the youth system somewhere. Great to have your parents around, especially when you're away from home. Here's Zalowski. It was Ruiz who called for the foul. Here is Zacarias trying to chip one in Sanupe. Lucho. It's good work, right place, right time by Jamison. Orange County. We are past the midway point of our 4 minutes of stoppage time, at least on the clock. Rakowski will send it long. Nick Hines will go retrieve the ball that's bouncing away from it. Now is going to receive the yellow card for not doing it fast enough.
Time wasting.
Radosov showing yellow for Nick Hines. It's been a little too long drawing that ball. There's a long ball out of the back. Lucho's going to get there. Nice back heel to Sanupe.
Well, yeah.
Who's content to put it off an Orange County boot for a Locomotive throw. And that's Jamison, who has done some great work defensively and offensively since coming in. Over the top, Aaron Gomez. Jamison will give up the corner. And Aaron Gomez will take his time with this. Into the final seconds. During the 94th minute.
Oh, if you want somebody to come short, step on it.
It'll be Lucho to take that one. Short to Aaron. To the corner flag. Out, it'll be a Locomotive throw.
He's giving him a full 4+.
Indeed.
He doesn't like the strategy.
Zacarias in the throw in, knocked out. It'll be another Locomotive throw. But the referee saying, hey, keep playing.
You see Ryan, just get it in.
Right.
And she's like, let's just get it
And
over.
that is the final whistle. Locomotive keeping hope alive in El Paso with a 2-1 win over Orange County. They split the points in California earlier this season. They needed to do exactly this tonight.
And they
to
give
stay
Boehner
relevant.
a win for his last home match.
That is wonderful to see. Matt Boehner, if you missed that earlier, announcing his retirement at season's end whenever that happens for Locomotive FC. Wonderful for number 13 as he takes the congratulations of his teammates. Andrew Fox scoring the goal, and that man Lucho starting the party. Andrew Fox, though, turns out to be the match winner tonight as Orange County got one late off the leg of Bryce Jamison. 2-1 is your final score. We will come back with a special salute to Matty Boehner and plenty more. Stick around. Post-game show coming up after this.
Reflecting on the road we traveled can reveal the intricate details of who we are. We emerged from a hopeful beginning that sprouted a young and honorable idea, being there for each other. Every story, every voice, every face, every handshake shaped who we've become. You were the beginning of everything. You've always been at the core of people helping people. And the journey continues on. We're with you. Thank you for 90 years.
We love El Paso, and we love our hometown heroes, like the one and only Aaron Jones.
Hey guys, I do love playing in Green Bay, but I do miss my hometown.
We love watching you play. You inspired us to make our new car financing as fast as you.
Nothing's as fast as me.
Get 1.9% financing on most new Nissans, plus no payments for 90 days.
Casa Nissan, how I drive in the 915.
Yeah!
What a